Hi, good morning. Okay, so task two, as you know, is divided in two parts, and I don't know if you remember how it was, but it's really important that you remember that it's worth 18 marks, and therefore this is 30% of your overall R065 coursework. The first bit, I mean, obviously, I mean, in class we did it differently. I got you to do the questionnaires and the mood board before the write up. But the first bit that you actually have to do is the thing called final coursework, okay? And here's the mark scheme. You can look at it by yourself later. But in a nutshell, you've got to first of all show that you understand that you have to describe and demonstrate a thorough understanding of the importance of market research. So this is a thing that a lot of you haven't actually done that well, and describe the importance of market research using a number of research methods. Sorry, using a number of examples, and then you got to describe the research methods. So basically, well, I'll show you that later. Then you've got to explain in detail the advantages and disadvantages of the market research methods that you are going to use, and they're going to be obviously for interviews and the mood board. You got to say what's the good stuff and the bad stuff about those two, and then you've got to create sampling methods that have to be comprehensive and explained thoroughly. Okay, so basically what you have to do is, number one, describe the importance of market research, and you've got to use examples, real life examples, to do this. I mean, if you haven't done this, then you'll be marked down a little bit, but if not, it's fine, really, because the important thing is that you have shown the importance of market research. Then you've got to explain the different market research tools that you're going to use, so interviews and mood boards, pros and cons for each, and then you do the sampling method. So in order to do this thing here, you've got to make sure that you have included all of these reasons why market research is important. So it's really important that you go over your coursework and you check that you've written and that you've explained what we mean by reducing risk, to promote to promote the organization, to understand the market, to aid decision making, to gain the customers' views, and to basically develop an informed product. Okay, so a product that has been developed because you have made your research. Okay, so all of these need to be included in the first bit where you explain the reason why market research is important. Okay, then if you want to have a look at this section here, I've basically included a nice structure that you can use if you're stuck and so on. If you are not stuck, then just ignore it. But basically, you've got all these sections here. You can have a look at it yourself later, and I'm going to post these slides anyway. Okay. Then we have this bit here that is worth 20%. So that write-up that we were looking at earlier is worth 10% of the overall coursework, whereas this bit here is worth 20%. Okay, so it's really important that you do it properly. So what you've got to do in this bit here is obviously develop your market research tools, but you have done that already. So you've got to have a nice questionnaire that you're happy with and a nice mood board that you're happy with. And then you have to basically, well, obviously develop it. So you've done that, you've asked people the questions and you've got all the answers and you have made your mood board. And then you have to basically make sure that your findings have been like, that they have been, what was it again? That your findings have been presented in the most appropriate way. So that's why I made you do the graphs for the questionnaire, and that's why I made you do the table for the mood board, because it has to have like a logical way of representing your results, okay, and your findings. And then you've got to still do a little write up in which you collect your, basically what I want you to do in the write up is I want you to have all of the questionnaire questions. So every single graph that you've done, every single question has to be on your write up, the second write up, and you have to analyze your results by linking them back to the hat or the customer profile. A lot of you haven't done that. And then I want you to write a section in which you explain what you found out from your table. Okay, so you do a little write up in which you analyze every single question, what you find out from the question, and you link it back to the hat or the customer profile. And then you write a bit in which you explain your findings from the table, and you explain what it was about that table that made you understand how you could do your hat and so on. Okay, so I've marked your stuff, it should be there.